Yeah, it's a little cold in here. What's up guys, my name is Jake and this is Finance First. Now I know this is my first video, and for my first video I wanted to take a look at a couple of things heading into 2022, being that it's almost 2022 already. Being that Christmas is right around the corner, I think it would be interesting to take a look at one of the biggest things that all of us use during the holiday season. One of the biggest things that we use throughout the holiday season and throughout the entire year is a credit card. And heading into 2022, I think it would be interesting to take a look at my two favorite credit cards that I've used for years. Well, one of them I've used for years, and another one I've used for a great deal of time now. And I think I should share it with you guys because these are the two best credit cards out there on the market in my opinion. So, let's get into it. Now, right off the bat, I want to make sure that you guys know that I am not sponsored by either of these two companies that hand out these credit cards. Not one person has sponsored this video or me in any way possible. I mean, how could they? This is my first video. So, this first card that I've used is from a company that I absolutely love. I own their stock in the stock market, and I completely love this company. I've used this card for years and years, and I've never had a problem with them. And that is the Discover It card. Now, the Discover It card is one of my favorite cards because of how it works. Now, between these two cards, there's going to be a lot of pros and cons, but I'm going to go over what makes each of these cards appealing. Now, the Discover It card does not have a very appealing interest rate, but then again, what credit card does? Now, let's go over why I love this card. The Discover It card is one of my favorites because of the way it works. The Discover It card has a couple different features that set it apart from other cards. Now, the Discover It card has 1% cashback everywhere you go. Everywhere. Whatever you buy, no matter where you buy it, at any time, 1% cashback. But one of my favorite things about this Discover It card is that throughout each quarter of the year, there are different promos that go on that you can activate that give you 5% cash back. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to go ahead and activate this step, to go ahead and get your 5% cash back wherever is on the list for that quarter of the year. For example, January, February, March, you might have a special promo for gas stations or restaurants or using PayPal. And that's what I love about this. An extra 5% for whatever you do is important because these promos are almost always in my line of credit. I always go to these places. You always get gas, or at least I do. I live in a place where I drive a lot, and I always get cash back on gas or restaurants because I like to go out to eat a lot. And that's really important to me because these different 5% cashback promos really add up. Another thing I love about the Discover It card is that on the front there are no numbers. If the camera would like to focus, that'd be great, but it looks like it's not going to. There we go. So, if you can see on the outside, there are absolutely no numbers. The numbers are all on the back of the card. And that's what's so great. It makes it just that much harder for someone to look at your card and see the numbers on your card. Because once someone has the numbers on your card, you're never going to get that back unless you change cards. And that's what's so great about Discover. It's all on the back. And I know that a lot of credit card companies are moving to putting the numbers on the back of the card. But it's just nice to know that this already has that. Now, like I said earlier, the Discover It card does not have a very appealing interest rate. But again, also like I said, what credit card does have an appealing interest rate? The interest rate on the Discover It card usually ranges from 20 to 23%. I know what you're thinking. That is extremely high, but that's kind of standard for a credit card, unfortunately. But what you can do with that credit card is have ease of mind that is coming from a company that cares about your safety, cares about your security, and also customize your card. You can pick from many different colors. It really lets you choose how you want this card to be made for you, and it's wonderful in that aspect. Now, the next thing that I love about Discover is their app, their phone app, to be specific. This app is so beautifully optimized that it blows every other app that I've used for any other credit card out of the water. It is so fast, it's so intuitive, and it knows what you want to do as soon as you get in. For example, it almost gets ready and almost knows when you're going to make a payment, because after a while, it gets to know your pattern. Because if you pay your credit card bill on a certain day of the month, every month, then it'll automatically ask you, do you want to contribute at that time this amount of money? So if we take a look at it, over here in the payments section, you see where your payments are due. And that is really helpful because a lot of these apps unfortunately hide your payment around a whole bunch of different taps. You gotta tap here, you gotta tap there, you gotta tap there, and then you gotta tap here. And that's really not the way to go about it, because you need to know what you owe and when you owe it. And then the next one is rewards. And as you can see, like I said earlier, here are the rewards for each quarter. These are all the rewards that they've already put up for 2022. As you can see, for October, December 2021, it's Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and Target.com. Now, what's awesome about these promos, I mentioned it earlier briefly, but what's awesome about the promos is sometimes they will add extra to those promos. Now, they'll never take something away from you, but sometimes they add something to it. For example, last December, they added to the promo that was already there. It was similar to this one. In fact, it was the exact same one, actually. It was Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and Target.com that you got 5% cash back. And they added onto that when they added in-store Target and Walmart. So that's great. So not only do you get the 5% cash back on what it says on the promo, but you also get that addition that they added on to later. Because it's great to always get something like this around Christmas time when you're buying a lot of presents. Because most people, let's be honest, shop online, especially on Amazon. I definitely do. Amazon is my favorite place to shop for Christmas presents. And then when I go to the store, when I go to Target or Walmart to get whatever I need to get my food, my groceries, I get that extra cash back from there as well. And that is awesome because Discover is always about bringing you extra promotions to help you out through the season or through the quarter that you're in. And then another thing about the cashback, this cashback up here, you can easily hit redeem, and then you automatically can use the redemption however you want. As you can see, you can get it in cash, you can pay with cashback bonus, you can get gift cards, you can give it to charity, or you can even pay your monthly premium with it as well. And that is awesome because not all credit cards offer that. This is a cashback that you can put towards your monthly bill that you owe. So if you owe $100 and you have $100 cash back on that card, then you can use that $100. So like I said, the Discover It card is one of my favorite cards. And I think that it is not only great for people who are advanced in their life, people that are between the ages of 30 and 50, but I think it's also great for that college student that needs to build up that credit. Now, if you're a college student who needs to build up that credit, you need to get this Discover It card because it is the best situation for a college student. There is no yearly fee for this. There are no fees at all for this. It's just a card that you get to keep and use for free. Just remember to pay it off before the end of the month so that you can build your credit and have your payment done on time always. Now, if you'd like to see another video going in depth on why it's important to have credit cards and how to manage your credit cards safely without having to build compound interest against you, then click the like button, maybe tell me in the comments below if you'd like to see that kind of video, because I'd love to make that kind of video. Okay, up next is another one of my favorites. Again, these are my top 2 credit cards. This card is almost brand new. It just came out in 2021, and it is not a traditional credit card. It is very untraditional on how it goes about things. It's not your typical cashback card, and what I'm talking about is the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards card. This card is so unique, and not only are there so many good things about the card, but about the physical card, it's just so cool. It's made so well. Now, the BlockFi card works a little bit differently than the Discover It card. In fact, it works a little bit differently from any other card on the market. But that's kind of what I like. So if you're an investor that loves cryptocurrencies, or you are just a big Bitcoin fan, you're gonna love this card. Or even if you're scared to get into crypto, but you want to try it, again, you're gonna love this card. Because instead of cash back, what you get is you get Bitcoin back in the form of cash back. So instead of getting $100 cash back like you would with the Discover It card or any other cashback card, you get, say, $100 in Bitcoin back based on the price that it is at that time. Now, what makes this so great is that you're getting cash back in the form of an investment. So it's automatically being invested for you. It's almost like a drip account on your stock market account. You know, a dividend reinvestment. It's almost like that, because you're getting your cash back, but it's automatically being pooled into an investment for you through Bitcoin. So you own Bitcoin just by buying whatever you need in life. You buy your groceries, you buy Bitcoin automatically. And you don't even have to use your own money. That's what's so beautiful about it. You're not spending your money. There is absolutely no risk involved. Because even if the Bitcoin price goes up or down, you're not going to lose your money, because that money never existed in the first place. It's your cash back. It is a reward. You never had any money leave your pocket to buy the Bitcoin and say to yourself, okay, I made a bad investment. Now, the BlockFi card, like I said, is a little bit newer. Just came out in 2021, so it hasn't had a lot of time to utilize the market in the way Discover has. But what you can know to put your mind at ease is that this card is backed by Visa. This is a Visa card. It's not a BlockFi card. I mean, it is. BlockFi issues the card, but they use Visa to make the card and to run the transactions. So you know that you're going to have a reputable company backing the card. Another good thing about having Visa is that Discover cards aren't always taken at every single place. Sometimes you get to a place and they say that they don't take Discover. So that's where Visa can come in, because Visa is definitely taken at almost every single place that takes a credit card. Now, that main reason for me loving the BlockFi card does happen to be the Bitcoin rewards, because I am a big investor. I love the stock market. I love the crypto market. I like to invest safely, and I think this is the safest way to invest in a cryptocurrency, that you don't always know how the volatility is going to work. Now, I do buy Bitcoin on the side, but I like knowing that I can buy Bitcoin without having to use any of my money out of pocket. Now, there are two things that I do not like about BlockFi, and it's not necessarily the card, but it's more of the company. And this is something that they're going to have to fix as they go on as a company, because they are relatively new. They're only a few years old, and they can fix this as they get bigger and as they get more money into their business. Now, that number one problem is the customer service. The customer service is not very good with BlockFi. Now, I haven't had one problem to need customer service to fix a problem of mine. I've never had a problem with anything. I've never had a problem using the card. I've never had a problem with the card being canceled, being declined. I've never had a problem with it. The only problem I've ever had was when I changed addresses and I needed to change my address through the app. And when I emailed them, it took them about 5 days to get back, because there is no phone number for you to call BlockFi, and that's what kind of stinks about this card. Now, what happens with this Bitcoin rewards is the Bitcoin is automatically given to you at the price of what Bitcoin is at that time. So it's 3.5% Bitcoin back for the first 3 months that you use the card. Then it's 1.5% Bitcoin back for anything, anywhere. Anytime you use the card, 1.5% Bitcoin back after that first 3 months, which is 3.5% back. Now, what happens is when you open up a BlockFi account, you're going to have to open up the BlockFi interest account, or what they call the BIA. And the BIA is your first account into BlockFi. Then you sign up for the card. You sign up for the waitlist, and they send you the card when they are ready to send you the card. Like I said, they're a smaller company, so it takes a little bit for them to get you the card once you put your name on that list. But once they send you that email, I got this card in 2 days. I got this card in 2 days after getting the email that they were ready to send me the card. Now, when you open up a BIA, you do not need to fund this BIA. You can if you want, but no, you do not have to. They offer Bitcoin, they offer Ethereum, they offer Chainlink, they offer Pax Gold, and they offer numerous stable coins, and I feel like I'm forgetting another cryptocurrency that they offer. But they offer those ones that I just mentioned. And you can, like I said, you can fuel this account if you want to. I suggest doing so because you can earn a good amount of interest off these cryptocurrencies. But, like I said, this is an account for you. This is not financial advice. Just do what you think is best. Again, you do not need to fuel this account. But what happens, once you open that account, you will then be able to apply for that credit card. Once you get that credit card and you start getting Bitcoin rewards back, on the second Friday of each month, you will get your Bitcoin rewards, and it will automatically be transferred into your Bitcoin interest account. So that BIA I just talked about, that is where your Bitcoin rewards go. And you automatically earn the percentage interest rate that they have at that time. At the time of making this video, it is 5% at 5% interest for your Bitcoin back. And that is compound interest. So that's what makes this so beautiful. Not only are you getting that investment, but you also get compound interest on this investment in the form of cash back that you get from just spending money on what you need throughout the year. Now, another thing I don't like about BlockFi is there is a big difference in a normal credit card company, what they charge you for a monthly minimum versus what BlockFi charges you for a monthly minimum. It's kind of ridiculous what BlockFi gives you for a monthly minimum. I'm not sure what the actual percentage rate is that they charge you for a monthly minimum, but I do know it is way higher than Discover or Capital One or Chase or anything else, and it's kind of crazy. Now, I will say that I did run an experiment, kind of. I did $500 on my Discover It card, and I did $500 on my BlockFi card. I waited a month to see what the monthly premium would be on $500 on the Discover and $500 on the BlockFi card. What's going to be my minimum monthly payment that next month? On the Discover It card, for $500 on the card, the next month's monthly premium was $25. That's really good. That's extremely, extremely good. If for $25, anyone can afford that. If you have a credit card, odds are you can afford a $25 monthly minimum to pay off $500. Yes, you're gonna end up getting that interest, but the thing is, especially for that first year, you're not going to get any interest that's accruing against you. And that's another thing that makes Discover so great. But again, $25 for $500 on the card, that's a great percentage. Anyone can do that. And even if you're feeling great about your finances during that month, you're going to get that feeling that you can 100% make that payment and even double up to $50 if you want to double up your payment, because I always suggest that. Doubling up if you can to pay off that monthly premium as fast as possible. Now, for $500 on the BlockFi card, get ready for this because it's going to hurt a little bit. It was $369. That was the monthly premium for $500 on the card. That is well over 50% of what was on the card put into the monthly premium. And now maybe you're thinking, well, maybe it depends on the date. Maybe you had some leftover from the previous month. No, both cards were zeroed out, and I experimented from zeroed out accounts on both. And I bought every single thing that I bought on each card. I bought them on the exact same day. And yes, it was exactly $500. And $369 was the monthly premium for BlockFi. That is ridiculous. So what I suggest is if you are going to use the BlockFi card, because of that over 50% monthly premium that they're going to charge you for that next month, I would say buy something, walk out that door, and immediately pay off what you just bought on that credit card. That's what I do anyway, unless I want something else and I'm going shopping for the entire day. I need multiple things. Then maybe I'll wait for the end of the day. Maybe I'll even wait for the end of the month. I'll put some money aside in another interest account, accrue some interest, and then pay it at the end of the month, knowing that I can pay it off. But I would say for the BlockFi card, pay it off as soon as possible. Even if it says your minimum payment due is $0 for that month, because you're going to get a month of $0 owed, then still pay it off as soon as possible. Once it hits that card, you are going to have to pay it off. And I don't want you guys to have that extra interest on something that you can't afford on top of something that you already can't afford. So like I said, use BlockFi card very cautiously and pay it off as soon as possible, preferably right when you walk out of the store. So, These were my two favorite cards, the BlockFi Rewards card and the Discover It card. One of them being the absolute best pick for someone in college needing to go ahead and rack up some credit history for the rest of your life. And BlockFi, which gives you a chance to invest in Bitcoin and any kind of cryptocurrency, because you can always swap out your Bitcoin for any other cryptocurrency that is on that platform. That is just my opinion on what these two credit cards can do for you. Now, I suggest these two credit cards, but if they do not work for you, then do your own research. Don't go in blind when putting up a credit card application. Don't just apply for any credit card, especially because some credit cards run hard credit checks on you once you apply for a credit card. You don't want that hard run of your credit score every single time you want to apply for something. So now, the BlockFi card, another thing that's beautiful about it is that it runs a soft check. It does not, absolutely does not hurt your credit score at all when they run your credit to see if you qualify for the BlockFi card. The Discover card, though, it does. It runs a hard check on you to see if you are in good standing with good credit. But odds are you are probably going to qualify for both cards no matter what your credit score is. It's just going to be a small amount. Now, if you can choose to have a smaller amount on your credit card and you are just starting out with a credit card, try a small amount on your credit card, a small limit, so that you can learn how to pay it off before you increase your amount of credit line. Thanks for watching, guys. This was real fun. It was nice talking to you guys about credit cards. I think it's something very important. All finances are very important. If you'd like to see something more about credit cards again, about how to go about safely using a credit card and how to safely pay it off and use it without any problems, please let me know in the comments below. Drop a like, and I would love to let you guys see a video about that. I love talking to you guys about this kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Jake, and I'm out.